Hey everyone, and welcome back to the History Reader. For those who are new here, my name is Jason, and on this channel I read a lot of history books and talk about them. So in today's video we're going to be talking about my TBR for the History Challenge, which is taking place from the 16th of August until the 30th or the 31st, which is whichever is the last day of August. I think it's the 30th. So it's like just over 2 weeks, and there's a whole bingo card for the History Challenge. I'll link some videos in the description to the announcement videos for the challenge, so you can go there and see what the bingo card is and what the whole general theme is. But the basic idea is that you read one non-fiction history book in those 2 weeks, and then you can read more and you can try and hit all the bingo cards and all of that jazz. But just reading one non-fiction history book is good enough. And if you look at the videos that everyone else has posted, history doesn't have to be boring. There's such a wide range of stuff that people are talking about and are going to read, so it's really, really cool. Definitely check the tag, the hashtag, the History Challenge. If you search that on YouTube, see everyone's videos. It's really, really cool. Anyway, I'm going to talk about what I plan to read. And just for a bit of context, I am in grad school for history and I've got some papers due. One actually just at the beginning of the 2 weeks, and then one just at the end of the 2 weeks, that just after the end of the 2 weeks in that first week of August. So I'm going to be fairly busy with other reading, which is unfortunate because this is kind of like my thing. But I have a couple of books which I'll try to get done, and I'll definitely make a good start on. And then in the first couple of weeks of August, I've got a bunch of books arriving in the post. So I'm excited to really get stuck into reading then. Anyway, this is one that I'm definitely planning on finishing in that first 2 weeks. It is King Richard, Nixon and Watergate, An American Tragedy by Michael Dobbs. This is a fairly new book. I think it's just come out this year, if not last year. And it looks really interesting. I've read a couple of things on Watergate before. Obviously, the main book that I've read on it, I'm trying to see if I can spot it on my shelf. The main book that I've read about it is All the President's Men by Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward, which is obviously the classic book about Watergate, the classic book about journalism, I guess, as well. So I have read this. I feel like I've read a couple of other books on Watergate, but this is kind of a more inside story about Nixon. I've done a quick flick through. It's fairly short. It runs to about 300-ish pages, and the typesetting's pretty big. There's a lot of like these inline pictures throughout the book, so I don't think it'll take me long to get through. And what it looks like it's set up as is like a character study of Nixon and what led. I think he's going to be positioned as kind of a tragic character in like the kind of classical Greek sense. So it looks really interesting. I picked it up for pretty cheap, and I'm looking forward to reading that one. And that one, for those who are playing along, is going to hit the biography slash memoir bingo card. I suppose it also ticks off the takes place on another continent, and I think it technically would be my favorite time period. Although it's probably a bit late, I probably shouldn't try ram it in there. And then I do have another book which I've actually only got on ebook because it seems like it's out of print. I can't seem to find it anywhere in physical copy, which is a shame. I really want to get this book, so I'm going to keep looking anyway. Maybe I'll find a secondhand copy somewhere. And it is Playing the World, a history of simulating wars, people, and fantastic adventures from chess to role-playing games. And that is by John Peterson. And this is going to fulfill the book history of a hobby slash activity. I forget the exact wording of that prompt. And basically, it is a history of what it says. I'm coming at it from a history of wargaming perspective. I've kind of got a little bit into that recently, been reading a bit about the US Naval War College and how they use war games to develop naval doctrine. I've also got into the painting of little miniature figures and watching a lot of those wargaming videos on YouTube. So that looks kind of interesting. It is a little bit of a long book. From what I could find online, it looks like it's about 700 pages. I might be wrong, but it looks like it's a bit of a longer book. So it probably won't get done in those 2 weeks, especially since I'm going to be focusing on the Nixon book. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'll read it on my iPad, or I'll see if I can get it onto my Kindle maybe. So that is everything that I'm planning on reading. It is a short list, but yeah, I am just busy. But I hope you guys take part in the History Challenge. Let me know what you're reading down below. If you've got any good recommendations, if you've read either of these books before, that would be really cool to see what you think. And enjoy the History Challenge. I hope to see you. I'll be making some videos about various topics in history and about what I'm reading as we go. So I hope to see you joining in, and I'll see you in the next video.